Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today's do-it-yourself project is to install a drip irrigation system to take care of the potted plants in my planters. Those two guys, everything in this one, and get over here to where those, what do you call them, pitchforks are, where I have two banana plants. And as and they're young plants. I want to make sure that they get all the water that they need to get established this year and do some serious growing. So they're actually the central focus of the irrigation system. But like my tropicals, my birds of paradise that are doing pretty cool, also want to take care of. Here's the irrigation system I bought. This probably works better. So a bunch of different nozzles to get different amounts of water out, a timer system, and the hose to actually do a two-line system. So I'm trying to figure out how to hook that into the water hose and have the best opportunity to get sufficient water pressure all the way to the ends to make sure that I can deliver the level of water I want to all of the plants. That's all. And this is the primary line, and it's got these push-to-connect connectors that should work pretty well. I like that. The other ones I used had the the little spiky thing that you poked a hole in the hose and insert the emitter, and those did not work well for me. Look, these you can actually put it and take out again if you don't like it, or if there's a problem with a section of hose, it's possible to replace that without dealing with the hose. Oh, and this thing also has a timer, and I have some of these. So I'm going to I'll compare this new timer that came with the set to ones that I have to see which one gives me the flexibility I need to take care of the plants. I think step one is to see if how much of this hose I have to get from this end of the yard all the way over here. See if it's enough. So I actually have plenty of hose to run it from the bananas all the way around. And obviously I'll do better than to hide the hose when I actually do the install, but that was the dry fit, and the dry fit proves that there is plenty of hose to run all the way from the hose bib to the banana. Okay, so these push type connectors are pretty cool. You literally, as the name implies, push them on and they're on. So this is the first one, end of the line. So it gets this plug, which is also that easy to install. So for the sprinkler heads, you just stick them in this side and keep going. So as I said, you basically put a piece in line, use the included cutter to cut the segment, insert the next pushing connector T, and keep going down the line. Okay, I just connected 19 of the T connectors along the hose run and actually connected it back to the water source. And now I'm ready to put in I'll call them sprinkler heads for lack of a better term. And I have an assortment of these. I'm going to have to try them out to see which ones work best given the amount of water a plant needs. But I'm going to start here with my banana plants. And cutting the hose with the provided cutter was super easy. And again, you just push the hose in to these connectors. The blue ring, if you need to make a change, pull that in and it releases the hose and keep it moving. So here's the connector. Just pushed it in till it goes as far as it goes, and bent it toward the plant, which I will adjust when I turn the water on and see how everything works. So far so good. On to the next one. Okay, cool. So amazingly, all the connections work. They're not leaking. The only one that's leaking, I have to go back to the source and Teflon tape that, and I'll take care of that. That's really minor. I did my little experiment with just guessing at which shower heads will work best, and I have some adjustments to make. So this misting thing is pretty cool, but I want the bananas to get heavy water, so I'm going to change these out. And this has only been running for a few minutes, and you can see that the water in the ground is not what I'm trying to do. So again, these misting things, which work great, but not for a pot. So I'm going to change those out. These drip things work super well. And I might, I kind of ran the hose around the back, but I might run it. These might work better in this situation if I ran it like across the tops of the plants and let it drip down the way this is doing. And that would get the water in the pot and not running all over the deck. But you can see they're very adjustable and stuff. But I'm gonna again get the drips in where it makes sense. This ficus, believe it or not, I've had since 1979. It's cool. We've been a long way, so I'm gonna take care of him. And that one's working out okay. What else do I have? So this is I moved one of my container bananas over here. And this whole multi-drip situation here, I've got 3 heads going. And it looks like a good amount of the water's getting in the pot. So again, I'm gonna make some adjustments. Here's this guy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna redo how I ran the hoses and run it through the pot so I can point the things up and let gravity take care of itself. So cool. So I'm happy to say that I made some adjustments, moved some of the sprinkler heads around, so I got the drips where they need to be dripping. And I did, that one's going too fast. And I did reroute the hose to put the sprinklers closer to where it needed to be. So far, so good. I'm actually pretty happy with the whole system. And now, from running it longer than I need to, I've overwatered all my plants. So let me cut the water off and get a cool drink of water. And here's the timer. I've programmed these before, so this one was pretty straightforward to program. You set the current time, the time you want the irrigation to start, how long you want it to run, and how often, like every day. So it'll run once a day for 30 days with this setup. Okay, I have one update. And it's kind of a pro tip. Well, it's not really a pro tip if you have to do this to make it work right. So where it says how often, set that to 1 if you want it to water every day, 2 every other day, and so on. I had it set for 30, so it will water, I thought, every day for a month, but no, it waters every 30 days if you do that. So again, if you want to run every day, the answer to that for how often is 1, every other day 2. And how long is self-explanatory. So as it's set up here, you can see that the next time the next irrigation is 23 hours off because it's going to run every day. So that's the update. So I use the irrigation timer that I had because the one that came with my irrigation kit, I couldn't get a tight connection here. So
I did the following.
I bought this extension because I have one of these I've used somewhere else, and I was able to get a really tight, watertight connection with it. To get this coupling to actually even attach to this, I did a couple of things. I soaked this end in hot water and used Teflon tape, and with the a pair of channel locks and a pipe wrench, I was able to get this in. I haven't tested it for water tightness yet, but this is the best I was able to screw it in. It's something weird with the threads, and I don't know if the sizing is exactly right. So I kind of had to put some elbow grease on this rascal to get it in there. But the connection on this end was pretty watertight, and that connects to another piece from the irrigation kit. So that's probably that why that works. But on this side is going back into a standard U.S. standard thread, and I think there might be some issues with that, or they just size this so it has to go in there pretty tight. But to get it on far enough and straight enough, I had to resort to some elbow grease, a pipe wrench, and a pair of channel locks. So let's see. So the display on the timer is pretty nice. You can stand up and see what's going on. And I have a test irrigation about to start. Hopefully it's 8 o'clock. Ready to go. And there it goes. Kicked off on time as scheduled. See that the automation there with the water droplet. And I don't see any leaks. So success. So I've used all the parts from the irrigation system, and it works very well. Just go look at the pump. So I went back and adjusted the nozzles to not overwater the plants, so or not overspray the plants, except for this one apparently. Adjustment's easy, and for the most part, it allows you to get the water in the pot and not out on the deck. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with the system, and I'll put the link in the description for it. The only issue I really had with it was connecting the timer to the system in a manner that didn't leak all over the place. So I had to add a piece and some elbow grease, but I got that in, and everything's installed and working fine. Did I mention these are banana plants? First time trying the bananas here, so see how that goes. And the other update is, this is how big my banana plants have gotten in about a month. Kind of cool.